Good morning. Today is December 8th. Darn it. 7th? Darn it, I forgot. I'll look at the calendar when I finally finish this video off. Good morning. Thanks very much for joining me this morning. Getting some energy in the morning. And as you can tell, I'm back walking on my normal path. But up ahead of me, the tide has decided to come in, like I said, a little bit later every single day. And so in front of me is a big pool of water. And I'm deciding how I'm going to get around this. So let me show you what this bike's going to do. So this bike's going to go drive through it. There it is. Up there. Where if you've got shoes and feet, like a little bit of water is a problem. An inch, 2 inches of water is a problem. Whereas if you've got a motorbike, an inch of 2 inches of water, it ain't no problem. But there's always a way around it. This morning, this way around it is just walking on the crowded sidewalk. It's funny. Don't they know why it's called a sidewalk? So people can walk on it. It's kind of called a side plant. It's not called a side garden. It's called a side walk. Anyway, we're past it. We're past the danger. And as you can see, yep, it's pretty flooded over there already. And it's slowly making its way down here, but it got pushed back. It got pushed back for another, seems like 20 minutes, which is perfect for me because I can still get my runs in this morning. And they put these lights up yesterday. That's nice. If there's one thing to appreciate about the Christmas time is there's a lot of sensory overload around you. Now I've got some nice lighting. Oh, good job. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. A small task like stepping over some water. If I've just got my shoes are only so high, then yeah, a puddle, a wet ground is not a problem, right? But then you get a little bit of condensation, a little bit of water that rises up, and then now you can't cross on it. But if you had a motorbike, you can cross over that. Now it gets to a point where a motorbike has a hard time crossing through maybe 5 inches of rain, 6 inches of rain, 7 inches of, that's practically half of the tire. But if you're still in a car, then that's still not a huge problem. And if you've got massive flooding, then you just got to go bigger and bigger and bigger in order to get through these tests. And I think that kind of speaks to like perceived trials. So sometimes we look at a problem that's in front of us and we feel like we just have to walk through that. Meanwhile, we've got the skills in order to develop into a motorbike. We've got the skills that can carry us through it, no problem. But we just got to get into the vehicle, meaning we just got to develop the skills a little bit more and realize that you've got these skills. You've got the ability to get through it. And sometimes we just don't have it in ourselves to tell ourselves that. We play a little bit of victim to ourselves. It's not you versus the water, it's you versus you versus yourself. And there's no way to get past it. But actually there is. You just gotta think a little bit. Think of how you can get through it. Find a sidewalk, find a car, find a motorbike, get through the water. It's a nice thought. I talked to a good friend yesterday, and yeah, about every month or so, month and a half, 2 months, he'll call and check in. And he calls normally about the same time. I'm just about finishing up my lesson plans, and he's just about finishing up or starting his drive home from work. And yeah, I'm appreciative he calls and kind of tells me what's going on, and we share what we're feeling and some tips and some things that we've been liking as far as intake into our minds he shared with me this one YouTube channel about this guy who does weight loss. He's a professional food eater, and every so often I watch a video. It's called a sexification, which means that he goes through these massive weight losses really quick. And you would think, and there's some science behind it, you would think that is bad for your health, and I still think so too. But you can't doubt the fact that he's getting results. So he lost 100 pounds basically in 15 weeks, which is insane. 15 weeks, that's 5 months. 100 pounds in 5 months, that's almost impossible. And so you would think he'd be like doing some of these really unhealthy habits, some really like frowned upon techniques in order to get this weight loss off. And part of me wants to say a little bit is it's a bit extreme, but for the most part, this guy is very methodical, and I forget his name, I can't remember off the top of my head. This guy's very methodical about it, and he has a plan for every single thing that he's going to do, down to the meal, down to how many minutes he's going to exercise, how he's going to exercise, and how he's going to get through that exercise. So he talks about cycling, and he says, I'm going to watch this movie when I'm doing this biking session. I'm going to watch this movie when I'm doing this biking session. In order to keep myself motivated, I have to sit on this bike until the movie's finished. And so he goes, and he puts in like 20 hours of biking in a week, on top of full-time jobs, and on top of going to school, and on top of making his YouTube channel. Like, it's very disciplined. And so yeah, you gotta tip your hat to those kind of people who are ultra motivated. And it seems that people who are professional eaters, they gotta go through these kind of things, because in order to take care of their health, they need to have some kind of way to lose a lot of those calories so that they don't die of obesity, heart cancer, cirrhosis, fatty liver. All that kind of stuff can come from being a professional eater. But it's easy to see like what the dangers of that professional eating, because you see these guys eat so much. It's easy to see the dangers, but a lot of times it's hard to see the dangers of what's affecting us. We can't see it, I'll give you one example. Like I sit a lot. I sit down a lot, and it's just the nature of my work. Can you change it? Yes, you can change it. Well, how do you change that? You change it by getting a standing desk. Well, if I get a standing desk, then that throws off the configuration in my room. So that's something I have to think about and figure out. Is it really worth the standing desk to me? It might not be the standing desk. It might be just an upgrade to my chair, or get a more ergonomic chair. But yeah, anyway, getting back to my friend, we share things that are on our minds, and I had book recommendations for him. Send him the audiobook. See if you can give that a read, see if that affects you in any way, makes you a better person. Because at the end of the day, sharing is all about passing on knowledge, and passing on knowledge is not a zero-sum game. Right? I give you some of my knowledge. It's not like I lose any of that. Actually, I gain more because I got to share it with you. So that's kind of like what this YouTube channel for me is about too. Is just an opportunity for me to talk out some things that are in my head, and to get it out, into the universe, I guess you want to say. Get out into the universe, and because I've said it out loud, then I actually internalize it. And it's funny, you externalize the voice, but you internalize what you're thinking. It's kind of how it works. Yeah. But anyway, if you've got something to share with me, please leave it in the comment section down below. I'd love to read your comments. And my brother left me a comment yesterday on one of my videos. Nice long video, and he talked about he's trying to look for a treadmill, looking for an exercise bike, and yeah, they're all around him, but he's trying to make a move to get more activity, get more physical activity in there, in order to improve our bodies and ultimately improve our health all around, overall health, all facets included. All right, thank you guys very much for joining me this morning. Thanks for sticking around if you did. If you have any more comments or questions, leave it down in the chat sections. If not, hit the subscribe button, let me know you're here, and I'll love to hear from you guys. You guys are amazing, great, awesome. Keep it up. Just remember, self-discipline is the name of the game. Every little day, every day, keep going just a little bit. And I'm gonna be honest, Just last thought here. I haven't run around the neighborhood like I did this morning in the past maybe a week already now, right? Because of the flooding and all the king tide in the morning. And I'm feeling it. I was feeling it the first couple laps, and just like I'm not used to it because it's been a week that I've not been doing that aspect of it. And yeah, I feel it. And so I'm looking forward to getting back into it. Looking forward to this tide not coming in so early in the morning, and hopefully it comes in a little bit later in the mornings so that we can do four full laps, get our mile in, and yeah, we'll get through that. Love you guys. Awesome. Catch you guys tomorrow. Take care.